In THYMESIA, there's a total of 21 plague weapons, but you're going to want to know which ones are the best ones so you guys know which ones you could level up and which ones you should focus on leveling up and try to obtain as soon as you possibly can. So if you want to find out which ones are the best ones, and you also want to know which one is the best one out of all of them and what exactly is the best combo, well, let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at the best plague weapons in THYMESIA. So we're going to get started, of course, with the first column, guys. On the first column, we are going to recommend the halberd, and I think this is best for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's able to knock down the enemy, and it's one of the early weapons you're able to get, and being able to knock the enemy back and down on the floor is extremely crucial in this game because it allows you to get in multiple hits without taking damage. In addition to that, it also scales off of only one attribute, and if you get it all the way up to 20, it's going to give you a stack of offensive buff, and of course, it's going to give you a third jab sweep attack, which is going to break super armor, which is extremely important. It doesn't do that much damage, but being able to knock the enemy down is definitely a plus. The next weapon we're going to be talking about is the bow. Now, the bow is a really amazing weapon and is definitely a really good weapon for a couple reasons. Number one, it does 300 attack damage and 300 wound damage, so it does a lot. But it also serves as an interrupter because if you're able to hit this one when a person does a critical attack, it's going to allow to interrupt the enemy and deal 300 attack damage and 600 wound damage, which is crazy, crazy, crazy good. Now, strength increases the casting speed, and plague allows you to apply a debuff on the enemy, which allows them to have bleed, which goes over time. So really good weapon to have, and definitely one of the best ones. The next one is the satchel, and this is the only health one that I remember or that I could recall. This allows you to restore your health, and it's definitely one I recommend in early games because you're going to be able to get your health back even when you guys go all the way to unlocking the extended version. And without the extended version, you're still able to get your health back, but with the extended version, you get your health back a lot sooner. Now, we love this one because it does scale off one particular thing, which is plague. And the plague, it's going to increase the restoration of health. And once you get it to 20, you're going to gain one stack of offensive and defensive buff when landing, and health is full. So really awesome and really great weapon to have. The next one we want to recommend, guys, is this one, which is called the hammer. This is the second hardest hitting plague weapon in the game. Of course, we're going to definitely mention the first one, the best one, but this is definitely does a ton of damage. And the thing we like about this one, once you go the extended route, it's going to make sure that you reduce the amount of energy that you need to cast it. Plus, it applies offensive buff. And the cool thing we like about this one is that when you cast it, you almost become unhittable because you get 75% damage reduction when you cast it. If you guys get the vitality plus 10, plus the basic action one that reduces that damage, which makes it really awesome. Now, working our way to the second column. For the second column, guys, we like the whip. The reason we like the whip, guys, is because we deal a ton of damage. This is the hardest dealing damage weapon in the sense of one hit plus wounded damage as well. So it's 400 attack damage and 400 wound damage. And it has a very short cooldown, 6.4 seconds. And it does not cost a lot of money to do. Plus, it allows you to stack up to 3 offensive buffs once you hit someone with just landing it, and hitting them with the tip gives you 2. So you're able to do a good amount of damage here. You don't have to get it all the way to extended. The only thing you have to do is get basic attack and the double plagues, and you guys should be good to go. The next one, guys, is the greatsword. Now, we love the greatsword because this is another really good weapon, guys. In addition to that, guys, you're definitely going to want to spend into vitality because one of the biggest problems with this one, you do become vulnerable when you're casting it, but this one knocks the enemy down and it actually leaves them in the ground for a very long time. I wouldn't say 10 seconds, but at least 1 to 2 seconds. That allows you to get multiple hits in. And this works really good with bosses because bosses are able to get knocked down as well. And it does 350 attack damage and 350 wound damage. So it does pretty good damage. But the main reason we love this weapon is because you're able to knock down the enemy's back and leave them sitting on the floor, allowing you to apply multiple hits while they're getting up. So really amazing one. The next one, guys, of course, is the twin swords. Now, the reason why we love the twin swords, and I think these are overslept a lot, is because these are great. They do a lot of damage. And the thing we love about here is the wound damage that it does on basic attack and extended action when you level them up. So when you level these up, they're going to increase the extended the amount of damage it does. But if you do the extended route, which is the one I recommend, you definitely want to go extended route here. You're going to do 240 attack damage and 240 wound damage. And what makes this great is that it's going to stack off plague and strength. And once you have those fully leveled up, you're going to be able to do 30 attack damage and 30 wound damage, which makes it really good. You're going to see how fast you melt bosses and their health and apply wound to them with this particular skill. This skill got me all the way through the end game, and it's definitely one I would recommend. But you definitely want to pick up the extended version because that allows you to negate one of the drawbacks of this one, which makes you vulnerable. Because with that extended version, you're able to kind of, dodge and then come back and get more hits in. So really powerful and really potent. Now onto the boss weapons. Now for the boss weapons, the one we like, guys, is the mutated tentacles. The reason we like these guys, and these get overlooked and people might think they're not that great, the reason we love this is because you're able to use these and cast this from a very long distance. This is like a really good, it has really good range. Not only that, it doesn't require too much energy to cast, but it does have a long cooldown. But in addition to that, guys, every single time we use this, we get a stack once we go the plague route. And that's why it's extremely important you go the plague route on this one, because as you guys cast this every time, you're going to be getting a damage increase every time you cast it. So that's what makes it really powerful and really potent. And you're able to do 20 attack damage and 20 wound damage. But that gets scaled as you cast this, and you are able to cast this from far away. That is the reason we love these. The next one, guys, of course, is the giant sword. Now, the reason we love the giant sword is because this is the hardest hit plague weapon in the game. This does a ton of damage when you go the extended route. When you go the extended route, you guys are going to be able to unlock a horizontal slash. You're going to be able to unlock a third slash, and you're going to be able to unlock a jump attack, allowing you to do over 1,000% damage when you're actually using the sword, which makes it really, really crazy. Now, you're definitely going to want to make sure you spend time in Vitality over Strength if you had to pick. I mean, both of them would be great, but Vitality is the way you want to go because this does make you vulnerable when you cast it. But if you go Vitality, you get 50% when casting a reduction damage, and you already get 25% reduction damage on that basic attack. So you're going to be doing a really good damage, but you're also going to be negating damage that's being thrown at you as well. And of course, we have to include the hardest hitting weapon, and that's why we like the giant sword. Last but not least, guys, we have the Javelin. Now, the Javelin may be overlooked and overslept by a lot of people, but the reason why we love the Javelin is because you really don't have to go to the extended action to get the most benefit of it. In addition to that, guys, you really don't need Vitality and Strength. It does help, but it is not a requirement to get those all the way to 20. It's just so good even without the extended action attack. The only thing you want to do, of course, is get the cooldown reduction to get it under 10 seconds. But the reason why we love this is because it does 240 attack damage %. But what we love is the explosion damage that it does, because it does 12 attack damage, and you're probably saying like, laser 12 damage sucks. No, the reason we love it is because of the 300% claw damage that it does. It is amazing, guys, and you're definitely going to fall in love with this one. This is going to allow you to kill bosses from long range and not have to go do a claw effect on them, because you'll get that claw effect from them. Now you're probably wondering, laser, okay, that's awesome, but which is the best one? Which is the one that I really need to level up? And guys, that is the bow, and I'm going to showcase it because there's nothing like me saying the best unless I show you guys why it's the best. So I'm going to show you guys the best weapon and the best combo. Okay, so you see this ad right here? Usually with this ad, I would have to strike him a couple times to get his health down. No, with the bow, I only do one cast and he's automatically dead. I just come in with my claw and he's pretty much dead. I don't have to do nothing. Sorry about those lag spikes, guys. Now, here we go again. Let me showcase it once again, the thing we like about the bow. And this is, we're going to use this guy right here. We're actually going to attack him to come here, but you guys already saw that the bow does all the damage there. We hit him once, we come in with the claw, he's insta dead, not a problem. Now you're probably wondering, laser, what about if there's harder, difficult enemies? And that is where the combo comes in perfectly, which is the bow and the javelin. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly why that is. So this particular enemy that's down here, I'm gonna have to use my bow. As you see there, my bow does only 1% damage right there. Now I use my bow again, and his health is almost depleted. Now if I go to the javelin, I don't have to get close to him. I could easily throw that to him and just hide him over here this way. And you're going to see he automatically, once that blows up, he's pretty much dead. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to go in there and attack him. And it gives you that nice assassination, allowing you to take him out very easy. That is the best combo in the game. And I think both of these are going to get nerfed, guys. Especially the bow. You're able to cast it multiple times without a problem. And the javelin, of course, allowing you not to get close to the enemy. As you guys see, multiple casts here without a problem. And not have to get close to the enemy and still do the wound damage. It's what makes these two great. Now that you know what are the best weapons, what are the plague weapons, you're going to want to know how to level these weapons up and how to apply potions. That's why check out these two videos that are going over here on the screen. The plague weapons one is amazing. It's going to give you the complete rundown on everything you know about plague weapons and how to level them up. In addition to that, you're going to want to check out the potion ones, because that's going to tell you guys all the recipes to make this game easier and more fun and more dynamic. dynamic. Plus, big shout out and thank you to all you supporters out there who have joined the Bolt Nation by hitting the join button down below. If you're not part of the Bolt Nation, hit that join button down below to become part of the Bolt Nation. It greatly helps it a lot. If you want to show additional love and support, hit that thank you button as well. And once again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on all your notifications, and drop a like and show us some love. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video.